Colleagues, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thank all the parties who take part to organize this important summit. And I would also like to thank you for inviting Indonesia to share our experience in establishing our nationality reform. The thing that I will share with you is I may consider myself as an older generation, but when I was younger, it's something unimaginable that we will have this kind of reform. I will share with you later on, but this is just my introduction, how our life as a country has moved very fast since our political reform back in 1998. Indeed, the topic that we discuss today is eminent, and I'm happy to address this summit today. Let me begin by stating that the evolution of our nationality laws has come hand in hand with our history of national building. Since our independence back in 1945, we have enacted 3 laws in relation to nationality. First in 1946, and then 1958, and the latest one, 2006. And throughout those 3 laws, we have seen a series of major development in our national regime, specifically on the issue of human rights, and more particularly on gender equality, women and children's rights, and we really did make a progressive achievement. Back then, according to the 1946 and 1958 laws, the nationality status of a wife and a child really depend on the status of the husband or the father. A woman during her marriage should have the same nationality with her husband. She had no right whatsoever to change her nationality. Moreover, the nationality of mother couldn't be the basic to confer her children nationality. Today, through the existing national law of 2006, the nationality regime is more robust than its predecessor. Let me share a short background that became the force of the nationality law reform. In 1998, we started our political reform and democratization process. And after that, things never be the same again. The government was mandated by the people to do a series of major works in amending the constitution and law, guided by human rights principles. In the 2002, our constitution was amended and 10 additional human rights clauses were added. These include one clause which states that every person shall have the right to nationality, and one clause that ensures every person has the right to choose his or her preferred nationality. The amended constitution became the ground mandate to create a new nationality law that provides a better respect and protection of human rights, in particular for women and children, without any form of discrimination. And today, any child whose father and or mother has Indonesian nationality, born in Indonesia or abroad, is entitled to have Indonesian nationality. These include, to the extent to children born in Indonesia to unknown parents, children born in Indonesia whose parents are stateless, and also children born out of wedlock. The law has introduced a limited dual citizenship. This is the thing that unimaginable, even 10 years before that. For children born from international marriage. To be honest, now I'm the beneficiary of this because my son was married to ladies from Australia. So I think at some point we will come to that point for me. When the children reach their age of maturity, they can choose whether they want to be an Indonesian or the other nationality. And this differs from our previous nationality law, where a child must follow his father's Indonesian nationality since they were born, even though the mother possesses different nationality. Lastly, I would like to emphasize that the existing nationality law works in line with our international obligation to CEDAW and CRC. It provides equal right to men and women to determine their children's nationality and also to put best interests of the children. The nationality law reform also upheld women's right to confer nationality on a foreign spouse on an equal basis with men. Let me conclude by giving you several takeaways. First, our existing national law is fruition of our democratization process. It will not happen if in 1998 we didn't have the political reform and democratization. It was born out of the growing movement and demand of human rights in the late 1990s and early 2000s to create a series of national legal reform that would provide better safeguard for human rights. Secondly, the law is an exemplary of an achievement created by constructive collaboration between government, official, member of parliament, civil society, and also scholar. As I look at the history surrounding this creation law, I found it that the first bill was initiated back in 1997, and it took around 8 years, working back and forth between all stakeholders to finally found a common ground in establishing a better nationality law that uphold human rights. Thirdly, we must always be open, and we must always open the channel of dialogue to learn from each other. And the law was considered revolutionary in the 2000s, but the challenges we face for the next decade could be different. This is why a summit like this is one of very important, so that government, scholar, as well as civil society can share their good practices that we can learn from each other. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.